these wicked things should come to pass. 40 leagues northwest than Afalga, the ship of dead man snails sailed, and he and I, the only survivors. Plague took the others, or a madness from the catching of it.
It is true then, the Ragnarok
has taken all, destroyed all. The gods are dead, mankind is dead.
Hardly so.
But for you and I, and the man.
The man?
I left him in the boat. He's too weak to move. Do you have healing?
He will get no succor from me.
Say you so. What do you do here? What is this place?
Do? In still nights I stroll the shores of this forgotten land. Walk these empty halls so old even their ghosts have failed at last. Ruin took this land long ago, and now no book nor scroll remains to say what name this city had. So I have named it Atchakap, the Spider Castle, for only they disturb its eternal slumber, skittering on its marble floors and spinning on its sundered timbers. They used to call me Ariane.
Ariane the witch?
Just so.
Oh, then I am doomed.
Are you? Have courage. Have courage.
Courage? Where does courage begin? I have read the runes, and they said to come to this place, for there lived one who could read the future of mankind.
I can read the runes, but I shall not. Where does courage begin, girl? Girl. I was a girl once. A shy girl. Yes, you may laugh to see me now, black and terrible, with no fear of any creature that yet dares walk this ruined earth. Yet shy I was, skittish as a salmon, wary as a wren, furtive as a fox. I would tremble at an unfamiliar footstep, shake at a voice raised in anger, quake at the thought of speaking to a serf, let alone a king. In his presence, I would shiver like a snowflake on my sleeve. Where does courage begin? For me, it began with the breath on a mirror that I put to my mother's lips as she lay dying on a beautiful, terrible midsummer day. For the pattern of her breath had lessened as her canker grew. It was now the shape of an apple which had once been the size of a grape. I laid my arm beneath her neck and raised her head to the mirror again and again. And again and again, the mark of her breath on the mirror diminished, until at last there lay no mark at all. And all there was in the world was the rattle of her breath as she eased into death. I held her tight with such pride, wept as I lay by her side, held her hand while she died. I do not know how old I must have been, or however many seasons I had seen, however many springs cold and crisp and green. They became as dust on the window pane, which the merest gust carries away, while you mark the mote circling the air, one moment there, the next nowhere. Forever is a day, the old women say, whether babe be born or hair turn gray. To watch your mother die is both blessing and curse. To be with her, pain, never to feel the like again. Yet to have not been with her, worse. It was her desire, from the moment she knew her doom had come at last, to be burned upon a pyre, to have her soul burn forever in supernatural fire. Not for her the earth, no rocks piled upon her bones. From the moment of my birth it was ordained. No mother of a true witch goes into the ground. For what is buried may one day be found. Promise me this, my mother had said while she still had breath for words. And I answered with my kiss and gave my word on every beast and bird. But when I went to the king for the wood, he told me no, for there would in winter be snow, and these were the old customs, the old way, and he would be lord of a bright new day. You see, the king did not believe I was a witch. In his eyes, I was just a girl, skittish as a salmon, wary as a wren, furtive as a fox. He laughed in my face, and all there laughed at that sound, and bade me bury my mother in the ground. And on any other day, I would have fled the hall, my face beet red and followed by the catcall. But on this day, I did not flee. My mother was dead, and I would not let things be. I stepped toward the king, and I called his name. I am Ariane, ninth-born of a ninth-born sister to the Norn. And if you deny me this thing, I shall curse you, mighty king. I shall curse you. Your son shall feed the worms of this earth. I shall curse you. Your strength will fail and your blood will boil. I shall curse you. Men will rue the day you were given birth. I shall curse you. Our farmers will till a poisoned soil. I shall curse you. When I clap my hands thrice, my curse shall fall upon you. Give me what I ask of you. He gave me foul words. He called my mother a whore. He said that he was king in all of the law. He said all that he could. And then he gave me the wood. But you have courage, girl. Courage to sail to this isle.
It was not courage, it was desperation. There's nowhere else in the world to go. But I was cursed, as surely as you would have cursed the king, for I see this is no safe harbor.
Ah, you are bitter.
Bitter? And who can blame me?
They said I was bitter. Like wine too long in a cup. They mocked my womb as if I were barren. They named me Frostmaid and Needle Shy, the last because it did not suit me to stitch and sew. But these names were said behind my back, for none dared say them to my face. For I was ninth-born of a ninth-born, a born witch, and we, as all knew, could never die. We had power. We could wither with a word, gut with a glance, or slay with a smile. So I did not speak in the great hall, looked no one in the eye neither, nor laughed at the fool. But there were those who spoke to me, watched as my body grew and smiled upon me. Men. They thought me fair. They would come to me in the night, fumbling at my breast and thighs, panting with lust, blindly stroking my hair, while yet stoking their fear. For all those who came to me trembled with more than just passion. Some were married, some were boys, some great raiders with faces more scarred than flesh, and as they pushed up my dress, I would lick at their ears and breathe on their eyes and tell them, enjoy yourself tonight, for you will have joy beyond compare, and after you will sleep. And while you sleep, I will whisper into your ear your true name and cast a spell, and you will never wake again. Will not die with sword in hand, will be forbidden to enter Valhalla. And then their manhoods would shrivel like they were a swimmer in a frozen lake, and they would depart in haste, never to come again. Never to come again. So, now you think me cruel and cold, a hater of men, a stranger to love. But this is not the truth, for I loved once. Oh, how I loved. I loved so hard that my love was like a wonderful bird. Yet when that bird dared to fly, to speak its name, that bird fell. And as it fell, so fell my heart. And when it stopped falling, my heart grew fell.